Good afternoon and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you. And as always, you can see our program on BTC Fiber's Channel 18 as well as BTC Fiber's YouTube page. And before we get started, we want to remind everyone of our sponsors of our program, Embers Ice Cream, Nickel Row Antiques, and White Wagon Bed and Breakfast. So if you need some ice cream, need a place to stay, or if you want to just check out some antiques, go see those fine folks at those locations. And today we have with us Keslin, I'll make sure I got that right, Moore. And what is your official title? You're an intern or is that, what are you?
Yes, I'm a marketing intern for the Chamber of Commerce this summer. So.
Okay, and let's do a little background on you, Keslin. Give us some information about maybe your studies, what you've done, where are you from here?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I graduated from Bledsoe County High School in 2019 and then went straight to UTC and have working towards a degree in marketing and a minor in communications. So I'm excited.
Well, good. And how did this all come about? Did someone approach you about this, or it just happened to come up and you apply? How did that work?
The position kind of came available, and I was excited, and I applied for it, sent in my resume, and it was just all worked out. You know, God made it happen. So I've learned a lot, and it's been great.
Well, I know you've, because I've seen some of the posts on Facebook where you've gone around some of the businesses and tried to promote them, and how's that been for you? Has it been pretty exciting? Oh,
it's been awesome. You know, I was looking at the Facebook for the chamber, and I had quite a bit of a following, but it hadn't been as active. But, you know, it's been awesome. Everyone's, you know, I guess excited that the chamber's been more active, but there's a lot of great places and beautiful places in Bledsoe, so it makes the job easy, and it's fun to go around and meet new people and to just kind of show everyone what's going on. So it's been awesome.
Well, is this something when you go out to these businesses, you do this every day, or how does that work?
I try to go out at least one day to hit lots of spots in one day to try to get a lot of content, a lot of material. And so when I'm back at the office, I can kind of post on a regular basis and do some other things. So I'm just not bouncing around from place to place. But if there's like an event going on, or you know, something for Father's Day or something I think they would want to go to that business for, I try to promote them during that time.
And I imagine with a lot of things, especially like with the not the carnival, but the fair.
Yes, sir.
Coming down the road, I guess that'd be some of the things you'd promote as well, right?
Yes, sir. They're excited for that, and the fall festival. And anytime there's like a car show and even the horse show, I try to go to different things like that, because there's a lot of people that go out to them, but I know there's people that don't, I guess, know how big of an impact they can have. And so I'm just trying to kind of show visual, you know, representations of how great those events are.
Well, I know just myself going around to different businesses, some people didn't know some of these businesses actually existed, or they didn't know as much about them. They knew their name, but they didn't know a whole lot.
Yeah, that makes me excited, because you go to these places, and for the first time I went to them, like their fruit place behind Hernandez is up on Dayton Mountain. You know, it has great fruit, great ice cream, and treats that are, I guess, not from around here. And so it was just awesome to express those and inform people about it. It was awesome.
Well, and also you get to meet new people that you've not met before, and make new friendships.
Yes, sir, of course. And just try to say that our chamber is active and that we're doing a part, because, you know, people are a little weary when you come up and you say, hey, you know, I'm from this place and we want to promote you, but then they're more than happy to do it, and they're like seeing, you know, their posts on Facebook and their businesses, so they're very appreciative. Well,
that's the key, is knowing that the chamber can work with them and for them, because if you're a member of the chamber, then that's who the chamber promotes, so their members and their businesses. I mean, they do work for the city and county as well. They don't just promote the businesses, but by being a member of the chamber, you can that would help as far as maybe you have a small business that's not as well known as others. and that would help get the word out.
Yes, sir. And some of the businesses that we're promoting this summer are not in the chamber, but we're trying to expand it and grow it. So we're saying, hey, we're going to do this for you. Would you like to join? But it's, completely up to them. But we're just showing that we're more active and just trying to inform the community of these businesses and places.
Well, and that also opens them up to someone that may not know they're even around and go, oh, I didn't know that. And then they go out and visit and maybe shop, and then that brings them more customer base, and they see the need to be a part of the chamber.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I guess, have there been any surprises while you've been going out and doing this?
Trying to think. When I go to the car show, I like going to the car shows because there's people with these great cars,
Yeah.
and I'm like, can I take your picture? And they're more than happy to. And so they want me to take all kinds of pictures of everything. So that was kind of surprising because I didn't know how they would respond if they wanted to be on Facebook.
Right.
But other than that, I love seeing, I guess, people share it and communicate with it, because I just post these things and this might get a couple hits or this might get a couple comments, but the one about the Blue Way and the Big Creek Adventures, reached like 120 shares on Facebook and reached thousands of people, and so that was a huge surprise to me, but those are happy surprises, and so it's been awesome.
Well, have there been any disappointments? Have you had any struggles when you started this, being new to this program?
I came in, not knowing what to expect. When you post on social media, everything's kind of up in the air because everyone can see it. But the only thing that I've had to do that I wasn't expecting is that people comment on Facebook thinking that I'm the business, and so I feel kind of rude. But I'm like, please, reach out to them. But other than that, everyone's been awesome. No hiccups or any type of bad situation. It's been great.
Yeah, well, I found out that I've met a lot of new people, and they have become friends because, when you walk back in after you've met them and they're all smiles and hey, how you doing, that type of thing, it's a good thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And it helps you because you made new friends, but it helps them as well.
Yeah, having that connection. We're at the falls and we're trying to promote these restaurants and different places to go down there. So each week, I go up to the falls and put their to-go menus out and different types of advertising, and then I go to these businesses next week and I'm like, where they're all gone. And so it's like when they see me, they're like, oh no, we need to print some more, or we don't have any, or they have tons. So when they see my face, that's kind of a connotation sometimes that can be funny, but it's been great.
Well, is this something that going along with your degree that you're pursuing? Is this something you would like to do in the future?
I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Marketing's very versatile, and so people would always ask me, what do you want to do? I'd just like to get a job. But after experiencing this, I really enjoy it, and I didn't know what all went into it. But I always knew that, I wanted to be something, a part of bigger than myself. Some girls and students in my classes want to be like, event planners or social media influencers and all these things in Nashville and everything like that. But I just knew that I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. And I've really enjoyed working with the chamber in the city and the county this summer doing that. So I've enjoyed that. I like doing that. And I love Bledsoe County. So it's been awesome just to kind of display it to everyone.
Well, the neat thing I like about Bledsoe County, because I've been around for a while, and I remember when it was just small and barely anything. You drive through, if you blinked your eye, you missed. Mm-hmm. And now it's growing so tremendously, and all new things coming around, and new businesses, and it's opening up. So I really like that. It makes it nice for this area, because I think this is I guess you'd call it a small town treasure. Mm-hmm. Because you still have the small town amenities, but you're growing and people are coming in and spending their tourist dollars.
Yes, sir. Of course, people from the falls come down, and I know it's like a nice, refreshing, because the falls, there's not a whole lot, of restaurants and things, and it's beautiful up there. But you come down here, and it's a nice, quaint little town, but we're still. I like to say we're not surviving, we're thriving. And
right.
So we have, things going on, and, people might not know about it, but, there's always something going on every Saturday night. Our business is open. So it's just, nice to do that and see those faces.
Well, and like you say, it is thriving, it's growing, and what I like also about the small town is I guess the camaraderie among the people,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's pulling for everybody,
Yes.
and trying to help everything grow. And I guess you've seen that a lot.
Yeah, it's like a community of businesses, I guess, because at sales, my parents work there, my mom works there, and if we don't have something or we don't carry something, we refer to the co-op or AutoZone or Napa or anywhere we think that they could go local, and that's something too that we're really trying to push, is that we have a lot of stuff here you don't need to go out of town for.
Right.
So we're trying to communicate and inform people of those, because they might not know about it. So I think that's working.
Well, that's good. And I know you post these like we mentioned earlier on Facebook, and so how's the following been on that? You mentioned some have grown.
Mm-hmm. We started out. It was a good following, especially probably about like 1,600, and now for the past 5 weeks we've probably gained around 600 new followers.
Oh, great.
And so it's amazing that Facebook will give you data of your audience and how many people you reach and where they're from. And some posts reach around that. Facebook estimates it, but it could reach about the Blue Way and Bee Creek Adventures especially, that hit a lot, around 20,000 people it could have reached. And you can see how many people engaged with it. So it just shows what an awesome tool social media can have, and it's free. So that's something too we want to tell businesses to use to their advantage, because everyone's on Facebook. Everyone's on Instagram. Right. Everyone loves being on their phones, because that's just how it is now. But it's awesome. It's an awesome tool.
Well, and as you mentioned, that's how it is now. Things have changed, and people need to get on board with those changes. Because that's what it's all about. And just having a website where people can, if they're keying in like sales building supply, if they're keying in a certain tool or product they may have, they may find it there and they go, oh, I don't have to drive to Chattanooga, or I don't have to drive over to Dayton, I can get it right here.
Yes, sir. And one thing they've had us do is to go around to every business and set up a Google profile. So when you searched, I set up eye centers of Tennessee in town, so it shows their location, their hours, pictures, and a phone number. And so you don't have to try to call around or try to hunt to find it, but this information is available on Google when you type it in. So having that information easily accessible is important too. So that's what we've got everybody on board of doing that. So it's exciting.
Well, that's good, because I know with Google you can find anything.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, when you type in a certain word, you find stuff that you weren't even looking for. But that's pretty amazing. That's good. People can it used to be in small towns you might have had one doctor, and that doctor may have been overwhelmed with patients, and you had to go somewhere else. And here now we've got specialized doctors at the hospital here, and so you don't have to travel, and so that's a good thing. And so Google will help a lot of that.
Yes, sir.
Now, when will you be going back to school?
I believe we start back, around August 20th. And so we have a month off in December, and then I graduate next May in 2023. So that's exciting, scary at the same time, but I'm excited to go back and apply what I've learned throughout the summer, because you learn about it in school and they talk about it, but it's awesome to put it to work and see the different things that can come about it, and how just to grow, and I can go back to my professors and my fellow students and just talk about what we did in class. That's a big discussion, is our internships. So I think that's awesome. It's a part of it.
Well, there's a lot of difference between reading something out of a textbook and then applying it.
Yes, sir.
Because you can read it and not get nervous, but when you start applying it, you get a little nervous,
Yes,
sometimes. Sir. But you grow also. You see what it's trying to tell you, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depending on situations.
And I'm grateful for this internship because I have friends, in Chattanooga and bigger places, and their internships consist of mainly like sitting at a desk and like going and get coffee or making copies. And so I'm very grateful that, the Chamber and Bledsoe and Pikeville gave me opportunities to actually use my degree for what I'm working towards. So it's a lot of experiences that I'll get to talk about and say that I've done. So it's awesome.
Well, that's great. Will you be able to do any of this while you're going back to school?
I hope to continue. I know I can like schedule things out and post it, but I love my community and want to get back in any way I can. So I'll be glad if they want me to, if they allow me to post and continue updating, because you don't want it to go silent. You want to show that we're still moving, because the Chamber is always busy. Even if it's not on social media, they've done so much throughout the years, especially with the Fall Festival and different things like that. We just want people to know what's going on and what we're doing, just to be the voice of it. So yes, I hope to continue and do that.
Well, good, because the people here need a voice. You're that voice.
Oh, no, I'm winging it, but it's awesome. People are so nice here, and they're always wanting to give back to the community and to push forward and make Pikeville better. And so it's awesome just to be an outlet to show all the things that we have.
Well, and you're right, and there's so many things coming down the pike, I know, in the future for this area, both the county and city both. And I'm excited, because just hearing them talk about it excites me, and I want to see it come through. And as you mentioned, that things like that will come through, and it'll be exciting for this area. And I'm glad for the growth. And you can say you're part of that growth.
Yes, yeah. I'm excited to be to see it through, and just to know that there's a future, and different things like that. It's just exciting and something to look forward to bring back. It's exciting.
Well, and you're able to do this for your own hometown, and that gives you a little bit more excitement about you're doing something for your hometown.
Yes, sir.
And so an experience you take back to your classroom, and you might be able to teach some of your other students.
yeah, and hoping, we want people, like the young people that are graduating and, going off to college, we want them to come back to Bledsoe and say, hey, that we have a lot of stuff going on and we're moving forward. So to come back and, put back in your community, and, Mom and Dad just always say, like, give back to your community because they've done so much for you. And so we're hoping, younger people will stay and give back, get careers, and become involved in the community, so it keeps moving forward. So that's another vision, I guess, that I have.
Well, I think that would be a good vision, because with the things that are growing, with some of the businesses here, people don't have to move away to get a job. They can come home and work and be right here at home.
Yes, sir. And there's lots of opportunities, for new businesses too. There's always a want or a need, or you go down to these restaurants in town and, they're busy, especially through the lunch or so, the lunch rush and different things like that. So there's always opportunities if you want to, be an entrepreneur and start something new. So that's also exciting and something that bigger cities don't have. Like Hamilton County and different things, it's harder to get a spot. It's harder to put your name out there. So that's an advantage of small towns especially.
Right, and with the bigger cities, that you're competing with television stations and radio stations and some of the well-known people, and then when you go in, you're like low man on the totem pole, so to speak. And here, you have that family relationship. You're friends with them. You grew up with a lot of people. You know them, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's awesome. Great opportunities here, especially in small towns. But I'm partial to Bledsoe and Pikeville. But
Sure,
there's awesome things here, so it's great to see that.
Well, and just within the past year, you have Abidjan that's come in, and some other, the doctor's office over here at the hospital, the new office complex, and some other things that have come down. So it's increased the area.
Yes, sir.
Made it more popular. And I think that would be great for this area.
Yeah, there's a lot of people coming in that see the potential in Bledsoe County, so we want to make sure it's voiced to everybody. They're moving in here because it's such a great place to live. And so I guess that's something, too, that it's nice to show on social media all the great things, because once you've lived here for so long, it's easy to overlook, places like the falls, or, some people didn't know we had a state park in Pikeville, the head of the Sequatchie River. And so it's just awesome to inform people that have lived here all their lives that we have amazing resources here. And so that's great to see and to follow through.
And yeah, that's great. You mentioned that park. A lot of people don't know about that park, and I mean, a lot of people around here do, but the ones coming in don't, and that's on our list of interviews to do. We've got them scheduled, and I'm looking forward to doing that, because it's something exciting. And as you mentioned, the tourists and the people that are moving in here, they don't know about the area, and this is one way they can be informed, because a lot of people do go to the chamber and things like that and ask, hey, where do I do this? Where can I get this? Or where do I go here? And it's a good way for them.
Yes, sir, of course.
So it keeps them, keeps the chamber actually busy, and it keeps the folks informed. And I know that's what you're trying to do, is keeping everybody informed about places to go, things to see. And I know I saw some things recently in Bledsoe County that I wasn't aware of, and I thought, well, that'll make a good interview.
Yeah, that's awesome. It opens outlets for everything. But I'm looking and have I always make to-do lists, and so all of the things I want to post and all the things I want to do and go, and it's just such a long list. And people, I guess I never realized how much of things that were going on and how many things that the potential until I sat down and actually made lists and did things. But there's always something going on. It's amazing, like you said. It opens up different doors for everything.
Well, and too, talking about things going on, I've noticed now, more recently, all the communities down the valley are cooperating with each other. Like, well, we'll do this on this Saturday, you do this on that Saturday. They cooperate with one another, so they're not conflicting, having the same things on the same days.
Yeah, that's awesome. Working together, because even if one person has to travel through a city to get somewhere, it also can benefit that town as well. And so we don't want to necessarily draw people in competition of one another, but hey, say in the Sequatchie Valley, we have lots of things going on at different times. And so just to show everybody a beauty of all of it. Of course, we're partial to Bledsoe County. We want people to come here most, but it's a great, beautiful valley and great place to live. And so it's awesome that we're working together in all competition, like you said.
Well, that's the neat part, is everybody works together. I know they've helped our program, Valley Views, and because they work with us about getting things done, or informing us about things that's coming up that we need to get on board with. So that's neat. So just getting out to know the people.
Yes, sir.
And you probably, I imagine you've come across people that you didn't actually know that you've become friends with now.
Yes, sir. I know the Bluegrass Festival. I've always heard about it, but I've never went to one. And then I went, and there was people everywhere from they travel just to see and hear bluegrass and to participate in that festival. And so that's something that I really didn't think much of, because I'm not into bluegrass, but I was like, this is an awesome thing that we have in our county every so many weeks in 9 Mile, so it's something that could draw even more people in.
Right.
And so just different festivals and things like that I think are amazing to have.
Well, have you got anything that's coming up you want to promote while we
I think the Fall Festival I know is coming up, and the fair. I know the fair is going to have a great rodeo, and they always put great pageants on, and of course there's always rides and petting zoos and things like that. The 127's coming up. Town's going to be so busy. It's going to be so busy, so everyone can just be a little patient with different restaurants and things going on. Other than that, the Fall Festival. My grandma is Lola Sale, so she'll kill me if I don't promote the Christmas light up town in December. So, be sure to go to that in December. Everything going on, but other than that, I think that's got it. And the cruising is the first week of Saturday, so it's very exciting. Always something going on.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add to what we've said that we haven't covered?
I believe that's got it covered. I'm very appreciative of this internship position. So I've got to meet a lot of people and go out and do a lot of stuff. So I just want to show my appreciation for this opportunity.
When I found out about you and your position, I thought, well, that'll be great. That'll be a a good way to help promote Pikeville
Aw.
in Bledsoe County.
It's been a lot of fun. I'm very, very grateful.
And I know you've done a good job because I see your work. So
Thank you.
I appreciate what you do. Or anything else?
I believe so. Thank you for having me. I
Alright.
really appreciate this.
Not a problem. Not a problem. And again, folks, you can see our program on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as Channel 18. And again, we'll think of our sponsors, Embers Ice Cream, Nickel Row Antiques, and White Wagon Bed and Breakfast. So until next time, have a great day. Hey everybody, this is Glenn Edison from Valley Views. We appreciate you watching our shows, and we would like for you to like, share, and follow us on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Brought to you by Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative, your full-service telecommunications provider right here in the Sequatchie Valley.